Hi everyone. We're back. Yes, we're back. I never know how to start these. I like inflicting pain upon myself, and I must say that a lot of times these books have not been painful. They've been quite fun. I'm doing another reading experiment where I read a series that people have told me to read that have opinions on either end of the spectrum, let's just say. They are well known and people seem to have a fun time. Whether they love it or they hate it, they seem to have a fun time. I got a comment, if anyone's watching this far, someone was really angry telling me that they hate these kind of videos and that if I know that I'm gonna hate a book, why do I read it? And to that I say, if you know you're gonna hate this kind of video, why are you clicking on them? Like, it was very not self-aware, let's say. So once again, my disclaimer for these is that I like reading books regardless of if they are great pieces of literature or not. As you can see from my Crave video, I had such a good time reading some of it. Some of it was just way too long and I hated it, but some of it was hilarious. And so I don't go into these books with any hatred in my heart. Like, I'm happy to read something sloppy. I'm happy to read something messy, and I love it when there are vampires involved. So yes, today, enough people asked, and my interest is piqued. I'm not gonna lie, I think it was a reel on Instagram, and it was, you know how people are doing those like book trailers? They'll like tell you the plot, like a teeny bite of the plot. I'm not gonna lie, I got reeled in. I can't remember if it was because it sounded so bad or if it sounded so good. So that's my memory for you. But yeah, we're gonna start reading Vampire Academy. I'm not going into this totally blind this time. I know that there are 6 books. I know that it's finished, but this time I am gonna check. So there's a TV series. I'm not gonna watch that. Vampire Academy is a series of 6 young adult paranormal romance novels by the American author Rochelle Mead. It tells the story of Rosemary Rose Hathaway. That's a word I've never seen in my life. A dampire? D-H-A-M-P-I-R. A dampier who is training to be a guardian of her, I remember, of her Moroi best friend, Vasilisa, Lisa Dragomir. Okay, I remember what the reel is about. Oh, yeah, okay, so I was like, yeah, I'm locked and loaded, I'm ready to go. The reel said, is this the spoiler? I mean, it is a spoiler, so I've been spoiled going in. Basically, it's about a girl. This is me not knowing anything from this like 15-second reel on Instagram. There is a girl who is like maybe royalty. She's like special, right? And then there's a guard, and then there's a boy that gets involved, and instead of, you know, they're supposed to fall in love with the princess, right? But I think he falls in love with the guard, and he's like, this isn't good because, like, if someone were to shoot the princess, I'd jump in front of the bullet for you instead of for her. Like, I would save the guard instead of the person I'm supposed to actually be guarding, you know? And that's like, oh, we can't be together because you're getting in the way of my work, I think. And however it was worded, guys, I'm not selling it, but the reel sold it to me. And so that's what we're doing today. I just hiked a mountain early in the morning and it's very hot outside. And so I'm dehydrated, a little on edge, and I just feel like this is, you know, the best time to dive into a paranormal romance series. Oh my god, how many pages are these books? Actually, let me look up on Goodreads. I'm sorry, there are novellas, and one of them is called Kisses from Hell. Yeah, so these were published. The first one came out in 2007. I don't know how I missed these. I was in high school at the time. I don't know how I missed these, but book 1, let's read the Goodreads summary. Yeah, 25,000 reviews, 628,000 ratings, 4.11. Only a true best friend can protect you from your immortal enemies. Lisa Dragomir is a Moroi princess, a mortal vampire with a rare gift for harnessing the earth's magic. She must be protected at all times from Strigoi, the fiercest vampires, the ones who never die. The powerful blend of human and vampire blood that flows through Rose Hathaway, Lisa's best friend, makes her a dampier, Rose is dedicated to a dangerous life of protecting Lisa from the Strigoi, who are hell-bent on making Lisa one of them. After 2 years of freedom, Rose and Lisa are caught and dragged back to St. Vladimir's Academy, a school for vampire royalty and their guardians-to-be, hidden deep in the forests of Montana. Ooh, I did not expect Montana. In a million years, you would have never got me to think that this was taking place in Montana. In the deep forests of Montana. Okay, that changes everything. Okay, but inside the iron gates, life is even more fraught with danger, and the Strigoi are always close by. Rose and Lisa must navigate their dangerous world, confront the temptations of forbidden love, and never once let their guard down, lest the evil undead make Lisa one of them forever. Okay, questions I have. Is her name Lisa or Liza? Lisa, the vampire princess. I know many Lisas in my life. I wouldn't pick it as a vampire princess name. I would pick it as like someone who frolics in a field. Like it has a more like meadow, springtime, summertime feeling to me, not like vampire Okay, well, anyway, so that's Vampire Academy. What on earth, guys? Okay, so off I go. Have I been talking for that long? Jesus. I'm actually going to be purchasing these books, so here we go. Vampire Academy. Let's go. Hi, I think I'm going to do like my feelings on the first page, and then I think I'm gonna just kind of dive into this because I like the first page. It seems like these two girls can share dreams. Like the bodyguard in training is awoken by the princess's nightmare because those images bleed into her dreams, which I find really cool. I also feel like the first line is very 2007 core, which is, I felt her fear before I heard her screams. So yeah, basically Rose is having like a very nice dream, and then all of a sudden there's fire and blood and she has to go wake up Lisa. But yeah, I mean, first page. She wrote the first page well. There are allegedly 484 pages according to my Kindle, but this is also the 10th anniversary version, so it has extra stuff. So I don't know how long this actually is, but Kurt has a dinner meeting tonight. It is my night, so who knows? I might finish it. I doubt it, but maybe. The Vampire Academy, book 1. Here we go. Okay, YA. So yeah, they have a psychic bond where they can feel each other's emotions all the time, which I'm sure is gonna get messy. I don't know, man. I like tall guys, but like 6'6", 6'7" is like intimidatingly scary, and apparently that is, what's her name, Rose's type. She's like, oops, guy is potentially kidnapping us. He was just standing on our front lawn and looking at us through the window. Bummer that he's got a ponytail. Uh-oh, Dimitri's hot and smart. Uh-oh. Excuse me, what? Ooh. Updates, I've changed into comfier clothes, and so yeah, they very quickly, the book starts with them being abducted by guardians and being taken back to the academy. We don't know why they left. We don't know anything other than that. But yeah, they're being brought through like the lunchroom. And it's clear that like they already all know the students. So it's not like they're being taken to a new place. It's like they're returning. So now we just have to figure out why they left in the first place. I don't know. It reads like a book I might have liked when it came out. Like if I read it at the time, at the age I was when it came out, I might have liked it. But yeah, it's definitely like there are some sentences like that one, like the unless he became a pedophile during our absence, that are questionable, but I will hold my judgment until I get deeper into the plot. Bye. Okay, so now Rose is the like unofficial guardian and Dimitri is her like sanctioned guardian. So I think we know who the love interest is. We love a Dimitri. Also, our girl is Scottish and potentially Turkish, and this was definitely written a couple decades ago. I'm sorry, but why are we subjecting a vampire guardian to pre-calculus? Come on. I rarely use hot as an adjective. It's just bizarre how often she uses this, and like every guy she looks at, we have to know where he lies on the hot scale. So Mason, not so much. Not so much. Apologies, I'm doing my laundry, but here's a little update. This book is going by really fast. I'm only on page 40. But what is going on? So they get brought back to school. Rose was going to just be expelled, but Dimitri had been watching them and noticed that they had the psychic bond, and apparently that's actually really rare. So it's really important to keep Rose around because that's a really great skill to have. So they get thrown back into classes. It's not guaranteed that Rose is going to be the official guardian for Lisa when they graduate, so she needs to catch up because she hasn't been training for 2 years and do really well in the trials so that she can get Lisa, which is all she wants to do. We've also learned that there was some kind of accident, which we got kind of from Lisa's nightmare in the beginning of this book. But there was some kind of accident, we think like a car accident, that killed her whole family. And Rose also was in the accident and was sort of supposed to have died apparently, but it was like a miracle that she survived. And after that is when the psychic bond seemed to have manifested. So that's interesting. There's also Prince Victor. There's apparently 12 royal families, so they're not related, but he's also a prince, right? Prince Victor, I have a feeling he is being shown to us as this like really good guy. The only person Rose was happy to see, evil. Calling it now, evil. But yeah, so Dimitri has to give her extra training because she needs to catch up. And apparently, according to Rose's friends at school, he's like a god. When he fights, he's like a god. So she's gonna get beat up real good. And anything else, the Strigoi, the evil vampires, get stronger when they feed off of Moroi vampire blood, which is what Lisa is. And if there's no Moroi, there's no Dampier, whatever Rose is, because that means that they're half vampire. So if there's no Moroi, there's no half vampires, so Rose doesn't exist, Lisa doesn't exist, and the Strigoi just continue to get more strong and take over the world. Okay? Yes. Like, get it together, Rose. Get it together. I know that she might actually use the word hot to describe temperature, but I just gotta know. 61 times. Okay, so not only does she have this psychic bond of being able to feel her feelings and see her dreams, she can actually like go into, uncontrollably, go into Lisa's body and like see everything as if she were seeing out of Lisa's eyes, which she doesn't like and she tries not to do. And also Lisa, it's not a two-way street. Lisa can't feel or see anything that Rose does. So keep that in mind. But we get a vision, like this whole scene, a very long scene, that is from Lisa's point of view, but like through Rose. So anyway, Lisa has this hidden room that she used to go to be moody, and she gets there and there's a boy who has since taken up her spot now that she's been gone for 2 years. And this is his moody spot. And his name is Christian, and his parents they turned into evil vampires, the Strigoi. So he's like an outcast. Everyone just expects that he's gonna turn evil, blah, blah, blah. He's got a sort of, quote, I'm such a rebel smirk on his face. So that's a character we've just met. And he's like, listen, I'll share the moody room with you if you tell me who was giving you blood while you were gone. And vampire bites are in this book akin to drug usage. So they do have humans that they use to like feed the students, but they're like drug addicts. And so the fact that Rose let Lisa feed off of her is like considered very dirty and gross. So Lisa's like, don't tell anybody, keep that on the DL. Boy, I don't trust, but just told a big secret too. Okay. And also vampires have elemental magic, so, you know, fire, water, etc. And mostly by senior year, you should have developed it and then begin to study your specific element. So Christian's is fire, so he heats the room for them. That's very nice. But Lisa has not shown any sign. They say that it's basically like she's like hasn't gone through puberty yet, and like she definitely should have. So it's weird. That was just mentioned, all right? But now we have to go to our first training lesson with Dimitri, the god. Here we go. Okay, juicy news. So they have been chased twice by the vampires trying to make them come back to school. One of those times was when they got caught by Dimitri, but the other time was in Chicago when a pack of Psy Hounds came after them, which are like psychic dogs. I don't know how else to explain it. But Dimitri's like, no, that was the first time we found you in Portland. So who sent the Psy Hounds after them in Chicago? The plot thickens. Okay, so we've had a couple pages now explaining how vampire and dhampirs can and cannot have children, and as someone who's not interested in having kids, it's just annoying to read about how, like, why would you even bother being a couple if you can't have children? Especially, like, I could go on and on about this, but like, so far, Rose is a very unlikable main character. She hasn't won me over in any way, shape, or form yet, but yeah, I hope that changes. Okay, yeah, now she's dissing Prince? No. Okay, Rose is on my shit list. I appreciate Dimitri very much. Get it together, girl. Great song. So I'm 25% of the way through, and really it's just been a lot of like girls hating other girls and then just talking about hooking up with guys. I want some action, man. They don't even really feel like vampires. It just feels like a bunch of annoying teenagers that like I absolutely wouldn't be friends with. So I'm hoping it gets better, and I wish they would just stop. There are other things to say. Oh, we got a Hungarian vampire up in here. Okay, Dimitri's 24 to her 17. So it turns out Lisa actually has gotten a power, but it's not the kind of fire, water, earth usual stuff. She can bring things back from the dead, which is not good. Yeah, man, IDK, I'm so not interested in Rose as a character at all. Like, she's just so mean. I just don't like her. I'm not rooting for her. I almost wish that she kind of got expelled and Lisa could live her life, but maybe that will change. Oh my god, what? I haven't read that far. But yeah, I'm just like really not digging. I'm at 36%. Get it together, Rose. I don't know why this is so funny to me. So yeah, she has a crush on Dimitri. Dimitri has a thick Russian accent. Mason is her friend, who's very nice and obviously has a crush on her, but she doesn't feel that way because her dream boy has a Russian accent. I don't know why that's making me giggle. Hi, very quick post-shower update. I'm 51% of the way through and there's not a whole lot of vampire stuff going on. So basically what's happening is Lisa confirmed does have that, oh, Kurt's calling me. Okay, so yeah, Lisa can heal things, bring them back from the dead, kind of, or just, I guess just heal them, but she's slowly going crazy. She also can use compulsion, so she like can, you know, persuade people to do whatever they want. There was one other teacher that seems to have all of the same things that Lisa had, and she went crazy and allegedly became a strigoi and then disappeared, so that's bad news. There's also some saint that has the same deal going on. Saint Vladimir, the name of the academy, also seems to have the same thing, and like he attempted suicide. It seems like the other teacher as well self-harms, and so does Lisa. They're basically just going insane. There hasn't been a lot of moments with Dimitri, but now they're like longingly staring at each other. It's just like a lot of high school rumors about like who's sleeping with who and stuff like that. Like, it's really just petty, stupid high school stuff, and I hate everyone. There hasn't been any action. Like, so much of this could have been cut out because I'm so bored at 50%. But yeah, I totally believe that Victor is evil. What else? Dimitri bought her lip gloss because it would make her happy. No special occasion. He just bought her lip gloss. That's it. Also, the teacher who has the same thing as Lisa, who went missing, may or may not have used compulsion to convince Rose to leave the academy. But I have a feeling that she's actually good, you know? Like, I don't know. But overall, like, it's just been not interesting or funny for the whole 50% of the way through. On the page, Dimitri hasn't been on the page like at all, so I don't have any feelings towards him. So anyway, Kurt's coming home. We're gonna watch Silo. That's what we do every Friday night. So I'm going to probably end this here, but I'll catch up with you next time I start reading, but hopefully it gets better. Bye. Hi, it's a new day, and it's still so related to like these really petty, kind of gross, like gossip sharing, slut shaming, like the amount of times that these people are calling each other whores and sluts, like it's just so much. But we get to a point where Lisa is in the process of being kidnapped, and Rose gets this kind of that like out of body experience, and she is about to run to help Lisa when she gets this sudden urge to go to Dimitri. And then she like goes to his room and she's just like, do you think I'm pretty? And then he just starts kissing her and they end up like naked in bed. He's 24 years old. Turns out she was actually under a spell. So the necklace, so Victor, the nice guy that I knew was evil, gave her a necklace, and she wore it that day to a dance. And that necklace, like anytime she feels concern about Lisa, it redirects her concern to like something else. So she was technically under a spell. I don't think Dimitri was. So Dimitri is this 24-year-old, a 17-year-old girl just shows up at his dorm room and like no questions asked, immediately just takes her to bed. No, sir. And like she mentioned something about like, I've wanted him for so long. We haven't seen any of that. Like, again, they haven't had like any interaction. So this is just really, I'm only 57% of the way through, but it's just been so icky and I hate these characters so much. I have this weird feeling it's gonna get better. We just need the action to start, but just this 288 pages of like BS crap that I have never wanted to read in my life. On we go. Oh, so Victor kidnapped her so that she can heal him because he has this weird sickness. And he was planning on killing Rose or something like that. There it is. Okay, so I finished the first book. It's actually only 335 pages and the rest is like never before seen stories or something. So how it ends is that, yeah, called it. Victor was evil. Victor kidnaps Lisa for her to heal him. It turns out that there is like fire and water and earth, but also an element is spirit, and that's what she wields. She can wield the spirit. Basically, it happens in milliseconds. Like, it happens in one page, but Rose somehow breaks her out of where she has been taken, and Christian does too. Christian gets almost killed by a Psy hound, and so Lisa revives him. And then basically they like go back to school and tell the teacher everything. They put her on antidepressants so she doesn't self-harm anymore, and she basically just, Lisa has given up her healing abilities, or she still has them, but she doesn't use them because they like make her want to self-harm and they like really drain her, whatever. Yeah, and then the story just ends with like you saw, Dimitri is like, I can't be with you because it's not even an age thing, it's the fact that we're both guardians or something. And like, that's it. It ends, the very last scene is Rose realizes that Saint Vladimir had, as we know, has like the same thing as Lisa, but he had like a guardian, a shadow-kissed friend named Anna, who is essentially what Rose is to Lisa. And so I think in the next book, Rose is going to find a way to help Lisa continue to practice her healing stuff safely. I don't know. It's just like real dumb. The characters, like I said, there was nothing, there was no like slow burn when that line hit, the like, I can't be with you because I would jump to protect you instead of her. Like, the reel that I saw on Instagram made it feel like, ooh, that's gonna hit real hard. In the book, I felt nothing because Dimitri had a total of like 5 lines and they never talked to each other. And I don't know anything about Dimitri. He has sisters and his original person that he guarded died, and that like upset him. And that's it. He has 0 personality, like none. So I don't know, like I am going to continue it just so that I can tell you guys what happens and perhaps it gets better. But just so you know, Vampire Academy book 1 sucks. Yeah, it was just really bad. I don't know what to say. And there wasn't any like vampire-y stuff. It didn't feel supernatural at all because it was mainly just teenagers being really, really horrible to each other. And that's it. So I'm going to stop for today, but I'm gonna dive in probably tomorrow. Ouch, my wrist. I'm gonna dive in probably tomorrow to the second one. Off we go. Hi there, it's a new day. I am about to start. I have 30 minutes. I can't use my left hand for this. I have about 30 minutes before I have a meeting, so I'm going to start Frostbite, the second book in the Vampire Academy series. So just as a wrap up, I think I said this already, but just to confirm with you guys, there has been 0 chemistry, like literally they are never in the same room, Dimitri and Rose, our romantic lead. She has so many more scenes with Mason, her best friend who has a crush on her. She has so many more scenes with like even the guy that she briefly hooks up with, which is like, I kind of brushed over it, but basically she hooks up with this guy. I don't even remember his name, but like we had more moments with him than we did with Dimitri, but somehow Dimitri is so deeply in love with Rose that even though I think technically the necklace might have affected him a little bit as well, he still acted upon hooking up with his 17-year-old student, not student, but like tutor-y, I suppose. So like very close to being a student, even though they have had no on the page time together. They basically just spar all the time. I just don't understand like why we're supposed to care about Dimitri. How did we get that line of like, I would protect you instead of her, and like that's a problem. Like that could have been great if there had been anything behind it. I love that idea, like in theory. Like I said, I watched that reel and I was like, I'm into it. It was not, she didn't put in the work to get us there. And like I said, it was just kind of 300, 400 pages of teenagers being over the top horrific to each other. Like, I didn't mention this, but Rose uses the fact that one of the mean girls, her family is like, works as like housekeepers basically for the royal family. And like, there's a moment where Rose is like, I would never shame anybody for working those kind of jobs. But then she uses that to fuck her over and like tells the whole school. And so she gets ostracized because she's like from a lower class, you know, like I don't like Rose. I don't know anything about Lisa because we like barely see any of her personality. Everyone else are just pieces of shit gossiping. Dimitri has 0 personality. Zero. We get nothing from this man. So I don't even know. And the way that it ended, I don't even know where this is gonna go. So I don't know, but off we go. Like I said, I only have 30 minutes, so I should stop talking, but here we go. Prologue. Things die, but they don't always stay dead. Believe me, I know. Here we go. By the way, I feel like this will be important. They believe that magic is for peace, so they don't use it to fight the evil vampires. I didn't have to read that entire first book. The 6-page prologue tells you every single thing, and honestly, you get the meat of everything. Like the amount of emotional connection I feel to these characters, I got them in the prologue. 6 pages. Rose is going to one of her like qualifier tests as a guardian, and when they get there, the like legendary guardian that is supposed to do her interview is killed. And it seems like the Strigoi are linking up with humans, and humans can go out at night, which Strigoi can't. So bad news. So because of this massacre that happened, people aren't traveling home for Christmas. So the Academy is like, why don't we send everybody to this nearby ski resort in Idaho, which, knowing how big Montana is, Idaho
isn't that close. I think they're in like, they're supposed to be like in the dead center of Montana. So anyway, but they're going to a ski resort and one of the kids is like, everybody's gonna be safe because we'll all be together. And I'm like, there's a reason why the president and the vice president are never on the same airplane. If you're like, if half of you guys are trained bodyguards, you know that this is not it, guys. So Mason is the boy that is like her best friend that isn't Lisa, but has a crush on her. And it's just like, the only thing she can think about is if she wants to bang the guys or not. She also has no friends that are girls. She only hangs out with guys and is just like, are they bangable? It's just, and like, just read this. Like, this isn't readable and it's not funny. Like, if this had been in a slightly different tone, like, I'm gonna compare everything to Crave. If this was written in like a kind of funny, self-aware tone, it would be fine. But I feel like this author is being serious and I just am not. Ugh. We're 26% of the way through and all that's happened is that her mom has come to help train people. Her mom is also a guardian and like they have a really bad relationship because she's never around to raise Rose. They get in a fight, they were training, and her mom like beat her up. I am extremely bored.
Stop everything. Guys, I'm so sorry that I'm blurry, but this is like really, I need to talk to you right now. I edit these videos like as I'm still filming them, so I know like, is this video gonna be way too long, etc. So I looked up the cover for Frostbite so that I could put it into the video. There is an alternate cover that has real humans on it, who I assume are supposed to be Rose and Dimitri. And Dimitri has a soul patch. Do you see what I'm seeing? Do you see? I'm dying. Oh no. Well, damn it. Now we gotta look up the cast. Who's the, I'm so confused. No. What? That can't be right. For real? Really? Wait, Anya Taylor. Stop. Okay, we might actually have to watch it. Wait, was this a film? But wasn't there a TV series? Okay. So this is our Dimitri. I mean, he looks like he could be a Dimitri. Who's our Rosa? Okay, I can get behind it. She's Australian. Lisa. Oh, they made the evil guy Korean. Andre. I don't know any of these names yet. Victor. Oh, Uncle Victor. And that's Mason. Where do I know him from? Oh, are these the boys? Oh, wait. Okay. In Movement, I like Dimitri. I like the guy who plays Dimitri. Okay, you know what, guys? Do I need to watch it? Okay, I'm gonna make a deal with you guys. I'm gonna read the first 3 books of the 6 books in the series. If I don't die from boredom, we're gonna watch the show. Okay? Okay, bye. Okay, now to catch everybody up. I'm on 66%. I read a lot last night and it went by really quickly because it's just so stupid. So before we go to the ski resort, we meet Christian's aunt, who kind of rescued Christian from being turned into a Strigoi when his parents like attacked him. So she is like this kind of fallen from grace royal that has a huge scar, but somehow it made her more beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't have a guardian, even though she's royal, which is weird because they're supposed to, but everybody hates that family because some of them went evil. She's just like, you know, this tortured, sweet lady named Tasha. Everybody goes to the ski resort. Rose decides to give Mason a shot. And this isn't just like a private ski resort just for the students. So there's actually like other vampires there. And one of them is, I think his name's Adrian. And he is like one of the members of one of the biggest royal families. He's like super weird, is 100% like immediately flirting with Rose, but there's also like a weird connection. He like really wants to talk to Lisa, and it seems like he can communicate through dreams because Rose had a dream about him and he was like, "You're in my dream." And she's like, "No, this is my dream." And he's like, Sure. So what I'm assuming is that Adrian as well wields something similar to Lisa in that like his powers don't fit into the like fire, water, whatever thing. There was a super weird scene where Rose couldn't get out of Lisa's head while she and Christian were about to have sex for the first time. And so we just have Rose sitting there being like, get out, get out. She thought she was going to, quote, lose her virginity that way. Which, the amount of times we have to talk about virginity in this book is too many times. Where are we now? There was another attack, and so now the plot revolves around the vampires fighting, basically thinking we don't have enough guardians to attack the evil vampires, so we might need the good vampires to help like also attack, because the good vampires are all about peace, right? They don't use their magic, they don't use their skills for anything bad. So a lot of them are saying like, no, we can't go. And like a lot of the guardians are still students, so they're like not prepared. But then a lot of, especially the students, especially Mason, they're like, we gotta go, we gotta fight, we gotta start this war. It's so dumb. Like nothing has happened. We're 66% and like nothing has really occurred. And also Dimitri might be taking the role as guardian for Tasha, and in order to create more Dampier, we need more Moroi and Dampier couples. So it's been alluded to that like he wants kids, and so him and Tasha, he's gonna be her guardian, but also like, you know, Rose is very upset about that. And that's where we are. So I'm gonna finish this probably like now, and I'll check in when I'm done. Bye. Book 2 finished. Okay, so after the Strigoi attack, we got information, secret information. Not everybody knew, but secret information that there was a pack of Strigoi hiding in Spokane, Washington. So Mason, who I told you was really interested in like them going and fighting these Strigoi, he and Mia and Eddie, doesn't matter, they sneak out, get on a bus to Spokane, Washington, and decide that they're going to kill these very, very powerful vampires, just the 3 of them, these 3 students, right? Rose finds out about this. She goes to Christian to ask him to come with her because he can use compulsion to help her sneak out, and she doesn't want to get Lisa in trouble. So they go to Spokane, try to get everybody to come back. They get kidnapped, they get starved and fed from and tortured. And then as they manage to escape, because they used magic, Christian uses fire and he like melts their bonds. It doesn't matter. They escape, but not before Mason gets killed trying to protect everybody, like saving everyone else. So then Rose decapitates the 2 evil Strigoi that killed Mason with a dull sword. So she gets 2 kill mark tattoos, because guardians get tattoos for killing Strigoi. We learn that yes, Adrian is similar to Lisa. He tries to convince Lisa to get off of her meds so that she can use her powers and go to her like full potential, blah, blah, blah. Anything else? No. The end. On to book 3. I don't even know. Also, I just bought the 3rd book, and Amazon, like the Kindle website, says this is for 12 and up. The book also ends with Dimitri saying, I'm not gonna go work with Tasha because even though I like her, I don't love her. And he doesn't say that he loves Rose, but he's like, you might be young, but you know things that old people don't know. And then he kisses her. And then she's like, by the way, we still have practice, right? You still have things to teach me. And he's like, oh, Rosa, I have so many things to teach you. On to book 3, Shadow Kiss. And then we start with a good old, oops, I'm accidentally in Lisa's mind making out with Christian scene. I feel like we're gonna get more of these, and I'm just not ready. Hi everyone, it's been a couple days. I am doing laundry, so apologies for the noise in the background. I am 30% of the way through Shadow Kiss. I'm on page 134, and I took notes because I didn't want to just keep stopping to talk to you about it. So here is what's happening. in book 3. 30% of the way through, okay? We learned some things that Victor, Uncle Victor from the first book, he got arrested after he kidnapped and tried to kill all these people. But he's still on trial and potentially is going to be released because he's royal, you know, the rich get off. Lisa is also going off of her meds to train with Adrian because Adrian, even though he's in college, has decided after the ski resort thing to come to work at school and like train Lisa under the supervision of a nurse. She will be getting off of her meds to try and use to like explore her spirit powers. Mason, who died, is possibly a ghost. He keeps appearing. We are not sure whether this is like Rose's trauma or if he actually is a ghost or if he's Strigoi or what. But yeah, Rose is the only one who can see him, and he appears whenever there's like a tense moment and she's supposed to be like on in order to guard people. So she's like kind of fucking up. And now they are going to find a way to break into the trial because the trial hasn't invited anyone who was actually there, like Lisa, who was kidnapped. So they're like, we gotta be there, we're gonna break in, and that's that. They're still doing this like dress rehearsal for being guardians, so actually the other official guardians are like pretending to be evil vampires and will just like jump out randomly at school and like grab a vampire, and the like student guardians have to protect them, you know? So it's kind of funny. I feel like that would be a fun time. It's boring, guys. It's real boring, but here we are.
They're going to the vampire court to the trial, and the queen lives in the Poconos. Uh-oh, Victor just told Rose that he's going to expose her love for Dimitri in the courtroom tomorrow.
Oh my god, this book was so dumb. I'm really sorry. I wanted to make, like, I keep trying to recreate the Crave video in that it was a funny bad time, but this book was so boring, I don't even have jokes. So let me catch you up. I finished it in like one go. I finished it really fast because it was so boring that I skipped large swaths of it. There were just like endless therapy sessions. Literally therapy sessions. She gets sent to therapy because they think that she has her like traumatic stress stuff going on. Okay, so here are my notes. Here's what happened since I last talked to you. Victor gets life in prison. It was very anticlimactic. And then the queen calls Rose in to talk to her, and she's like, you need to stay away from Adrian because I want Adrian to marry Lisa because that they're like both royal or whatever. And like she can't be with Christian, blah, blah, blah. So there's that. Not that Rose was even interested in Adrian, right? So we get that, and we have to keep that secret from Lisa and Christian because it would just rip them apart. She is getting even more weird ghost visions, and she realizes that it's whenever she's not within the wards. So she gets, when they get on the airplane to go to the royal court in Pennsylvania, there's no like magical wards surrounding the airplane, so she has a really bad reaction. And that's when she realizes that there must be something wrong with the wards at school if Mason can come through. So that's a little nugget that she doesn't super duper investigate, but it's something that happens. Rose and Dimitri finally have their sex scene. It's magical in the cabin in the woods. And I thought it was like because she had turned 18. No, Dimitri's like, you're gonna be 18 soon. So she's still 17. Just a fun fact. He's basically like, they went to go see a tarot card, like a psychic or something, and the psychic said something about like, you're gonna lose something precious. And he's like, that's when I realized I needed, you know, life is so short, we could die any day. I wanted to have this moment with you. So there's that. Mason finally speaks and he says, they're coming. And then there's a big Strigoi attack. A ton of people die. A lot of people get taken. Particularly Eddie gets taken. So then they're like, okay, well, we gotta go find where they took all of these people. And it's like right next to the school, 5 minutes away. Okay, so they're like, great, let's just walk there. They walk there. They go and they try to get their people back and kill the Strigoi. And Dimitri gets taken and bitten, and they have to run, and everyone assumes that he's dead because everyone else died. But then, of course, they don't find his body. So Mason comes back one last time to let us know that Dimitri was probably turned Strigoi. And Rose is like, that's the one thing that like he could never live with. And like in the very first book, I think they talked about like, you need to be able to kill the people that you love if they're Strigoi. Like that's what being a guardian is all about. You have to be able to kill them regardless of your feelings. And she's like, I know that Dimitri would want me to kill him. He wouldn't want to live that life as an evil vampire. So she leaves the academy, and the final line of the book is, I set off to kill the man I loved. So now we're gonna go hunt evil vampire Dimitri and kill him. I am so incredibly bored. Like I said, it's not funny. The chemistry between all of the characters is non-existent. We do get a few more scenes of like Dimitri saying nice things. Like there's a lot of I love yous being exchanged. They do have like a couple more scenes together, but it was really only like right before Dimitri gets like changed or killed. Other than that, Dimitri's relatively absent. Like there's just no emotion in this book. The whole thing is supposed to center around the friendship of Rose and Lisa, but they're like never together anymore because Lisa has a boyfriend. It's just so incredibly boring. Rose as a character is so annoying and shitty and like not nice. There's just nothing going on in this book. I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to continue the series. I have a feeling maybe it could, like, I know that I said this after the first book, but I have a feeling like maybe the final books could get better because now it seems like we're maybe getting some action. But literally from the first book to this book, it felt like nothing actually happened. Like books 1 through 3 could have been one big book if we had just edited stuff out, and it could have been good. Like I said, that idea of falling in love with the bodyguard, like that, I get it. Such a waste of my time. But now we're going to watch, I've realized that I actually can't watch the Vampire Academy. I don't have the, whatever it's called, it's on like a weird Peacock or Stan or something. I don't have that, and it's just too much work right now to try and find it. So I'm just gonna watch the trailer. Here we go. It looks really bad.
I want to do my sworn duty.
I'm the royal princess.
Why is she British?
Rose gives and gives, and I take and take.
This is not Montana.
Strange happening.
I think I can help you. Christian is a non-starter.
The accents are driving me crazy. What's happening?
You know me? More of a roll with the punches kind of girl.
Ruler is not just any monarch.
This has nothing to do with the book that I just read. What is this show even about?
She's my family. I would die for her.
Based on that trailer, what is this series about? What? Yeah, okay. No, I'm definitely not gonna watch it. I'm just like, I'm mad. This series wasted my time. Last time I'm going to listen to a Instagram reel telling me that a book is good. I'm so, All right, so let me know your thoughts. Was this a case of like, for the people who liked it and for people who recommended it to me, do you think it is a case that you read it when you were younger? I don't even think that I would have liked it. If I had read it in like 2007, I don't think I would have liked it. Like, again, there was nothing, it wasn't funny, it wasn't exciting, the world building was shit. I'm also really hungry. I don't know if my microphone is picking up my stomach growling, but I'm also hungry, so I feel like that's extra why I'm cranky. But yeah, what a waste of my time. I'm so sorry that I wasted yours. I hope that you got something out of this. Basically just avoid, I spent $30 buying these books, damn it. Yeah, Vampire Academy, what the hell? No, just what the hell. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm so hungry and so mad. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts down below. Please tell me everything. I can't even think. That was the Vampire Academy's books 1 through 3. There are 6 in total, and then there's a bunch of novellas. I don't know what to say. I will see you guys later. Bye.